Okay, so somehow this channel managed to turn 5 years old last month, which is absolutely insane. Because I always thought I'd stopped posting on here years ago. But, like, 5 years. Like, bruh. That means I've been posting content on YouTube longer than Super Harbro, FitMC, and even James Charles. Yeah, and you got all these people over here getting 2 million subscribers a day from their raid sponsorships while I'm over here, Yeah, that's probably just because my content sucks. Anyway, this video is going to be split up into 3 parts. First, we're going to go over all the FNAF news that's come over the past year. And second, I have a new theory about the FNAF timeline, specifically relating to FNAF VR. Then we're just going to do a few quick channel updates and such. Alright, so first you got these 2 new teasers showing off 2 of the new animatronics from this new game. The Freddy design and a brand new animatronic called Monty the Crocodile. Okay, wait. Just an observation, it seems that, like, Monty is a super common name for like reptile-related characters. Like, tons of reptile creatures named Monty, and I have no idea why. Like, it's not a pun or anything, right? So, like, what does it have to do with reptiles? Does anyone know why so many reptiles are named Monty? Alright, so anyway, after that we got an addition to the Freddy teaser, teasing the reveal of Sexy Bunny Girl, so after that everyone was expecting FNAF teasers to go on like normal. But then everyone's favorite lazy merch company, Funko, funked it all up. They not only leaked the names of all the animatronics, but they actually revealed the designs. Not 1 time, not 2 times, not 8 times, but 3 times. And yep, that's just a furry. Roxanne is just a furry, yep. And the weirdest thing about it is how creepily over-sexualized and skimpy her design is. Like, we thought Scott was asking for it with Toy Chica, but Roxanne? Like, oh lord, the fangirls are gonna have a field day with this one. I cannot wait for the thousands of results in Rule 34. Like, Scott, sit down. I need to ask you a question. Be honest with me. Are you a furry? Has 6 years of making anthro animals turned you into a furry? Because if you are, I'm afraid we have no choice but to, you know... Okay, so after that we got a reveal teaser of our new protagonist for FNAF. And yet somehow she's already been shipped with Vanny to a laughable degree. Like, come on, this character doesn't even have a name yet, and she's already getting shipped with every other character in this universe. But then again, what else did we really expect from the weird side of the FNAF community? Oh yeah, and speaking of Vanny, recently on the 6th anniversary of FNAF, we finally got a reveal of Vanny's design. Or at least it would be a reveal if Funko hadn't leaked it 3 other times. Okay, so anyway, Vanny is holding a knife here, meaning that she's most likely going to become a William Afton copycat, continuing his experiments with possessed animatronics by murdering more children. Another thing to notice is that it says obey along the bottom, which is either Smiling Springtrap telling her to obey him, or Vanessa telling others to obey her. Okay, I think that's everything regarding FNAF news and updates that's come out of over the past year. Okay, so guess who has another controversial FNAF theory? That's right, everyone's favorite Super Harbro clone, the one and only me. Okay, so ever since FNAF VR came out, basically everyone assumed that it was the latest game in the series timeline-wise, taking place well after FNAF 6 and Ultimate Custom Night. However, I absolutely think that this is not the case. It is basically impossible for FNAF VR and Security Breach and whatever comes after to have happened after FNAF 6. Instead, I believe that FNAF 6 and FNAF VR are happening parallel to each other. Alright, so here's why. Reason 1. There's no FNAF 6 at all in VR. The farthest it goes up to is Sister Location. There's no FNAF 6 references, gameplay, or characters anywhere in that game. And I think this was intentional, to show that these are still current events, stuff that the public can't know about yet. Alright, second is that at the end of FNAF 6, we know for a fact that Fazbear Entertainment goes out of business. However, in FNAF VR, and presumably Security Breach 2, the existence of Fazbear Entertainment is a central aspect of that game. Like, the first teaser for FNAF VR mentioned Fazbear Entertainment by name, and the first cutscene spelled out that Fazbear Entertainment was going to play a critical role. Okay, now let's talk about Smiling Spring Bonnie. Well, it may seem that he's made from the remnants of FNAF 6 Springtrap. If you think about it, it actually makes more sense for this to be FNAF 3 Springtrap. Okay, so this is getting a little bit into speculation territory, but we know that after the FNAF 3 fire, Springtrap was sold off at an auction. This auction was referenced in both FNAF 3 and FNAF 6. However, in FNAF 6, no evidence is shown for any of the animatronics surviving from the fire, and the game goes out of its way to show that all 4 of the animatronics are completely obliterated by it. Okay, so bear with me here. What if Springtrap was bought back by the game development team that made VR at the auction, and they took it back and extracted the parts that they needed from it and threw it out, which is most likely how Springtrap ended up at the back alley where we see him in FNAF 6. Now, a lot of theorists online have said that Smiling Spring Bonnie isn't all of William Afton's personality, just the most evil aspects of it that infected the code in the game, which was originally pirated from Springtrap, effectively splitting Springtrap into 2 entities. The virus in the code, and the rotting corpse of William Afton still inside the Springtrap suit. Okay, wait. Can we just talk about how ridiculous this is? So you're telling me that these game devs were so lazy that instead of writing their own code for this game, they just stole most of the code from a motherboard of a 40-year-old most likely haunted rabbit costume? Like, couldn't have they just written their own code? How lazy do you gotta be? What are these people? Yandere dev? Okay, so I finally just wanted to talk about my last theory a bit. I will admit that the theory had a lot of holes in it. Specifically about the crying child being an Afton, which wasn't even my theory, by the way, it was MatPat's. But anyway, it was heavily implied in the ending of Sister Location and a few other clues from the game, so I feel like the stuff about Michael not being an Afton is probably wrong, but I do still stand by the stuff about Michael not being the crying child, and the crying child probably having a twin sister. Okay, so what I really wanted to address here was I've seen a lot of people using, like, fan-made stories and videos and animations to use as proof for why my theories are wrong. Now, I'm not saying all my theories are right by any means, but you can't just... None of this stuff is canon in any way. These fan-made animations and stuff have no association with the actual FNAF storyline. Like, I literally saw someone cite a Gacha Life mini-movie as proof for why my last theory was wrong. Okay, so I'm just going to say this. If it isn't directly coming from Scott as canonical lore, or any of the people associated with him, it's just fan-made speculation, or complete fiction, and isn't a part of the FNAF story. Okay, one final thing. There really isn't that much content for videos right now. Like, I'm probably going to make a Little Nightmares one, and maybe a Dark Deception one down the line there, but there isn't quite enough content for that at the moment. Like, so if you guys could tell me what you'd like to see from me in the future, that would be absolutely fantastic. Because I really want to upload more than once a month. I just have no idea what to do for videos.